Good morning. How's everyone doing? There's more seats here for the folks on the back. Don't be shy. Yeah, there's few here, few there. Well, welcome. Welcome to day 2. How are you all doing? Awake? Good. So we have a good session for you today. My name is Madan. I run the product teams focusing on containers and microservices, and I have a stunning set of speakers here. You have Jennifer Lee, Gabe Monroy, and Mark Fussell. I'm willing to bet money, say $10, that I have the longest name in the room. Any takers? All right. If you want the story, I can tell you. So we have a great topic today, app modernization using containers on Azure. Just show of hands, I want to start with some questions. How many of you are using containers today? Wow, good set. And how many of you are modernizing using containers for .NET applications? Okay, probably about 30-40%. Java. Okay, I don't know what the rest is doing, so maybe Python, Go. How many of you are doing modernization with containers on premises? Okay, on premises and Azure. Okay, Azure and other clouds. Multi-cloud, okay, it's a good set, okay. So what we will walk through, there'll be a little bit of basics, what is a container, so hopefully for folks who know that it's not too boring. But we'll start talking about 3 main use cases. So you can start your journey today, a frame on how you can think about modernization from a containers perspective, and we'll have a lot of demos. So here we go. So what is the problem? What is the problem that we're trying to solve? Just fundamentally, if you think about it, the IT budgets are shrinking, right? How many of you are seeing ever-increasing IT budgets? Every year, you're getting more money than before, right? Doesn't happen, right? But you're expected to do more with less, yes? And you have to keep the services on, basically keep the lights on. And, surveys shows that as much as 72% of your IT budget is spent just on keeping the lights on, right? And at the same time, you're expected to kind of learn more, innovate more. You saw yesterday in the keynote, just a myriad of announcements, right? It's hard to keep up, with all the different announcements and features. We do that because customers are asking for it. It helps you innovate. It helps you add value to your own businesses. But at the same time, you're spending a significant chunk of energy and money just staying afloat, right? Keeping lights on. So how do you balance these two important perspectives? And that's where cloud comes in. Public cloud is really about helping you do more with less, I might add, by upskilling you with relevant skills, if you will. And the frame that we have is there is a journey to cloud, but there are many paths to it. And we talk about this in the sense of applications, infrastructure, your data, and the infrastructure aspect of your on-premises stack. And how do you get to a public cloud infrastructure? We think there are at least 5 paths to doing so. Rehost, which is often called as lift and shift. You're basically packaging the existing application. You're not cracking open the code, but you're effectively kind of moving it to an infrastructure that can host it. Refactor is where you do a little bit more. There's a little bit of DevOps magic that comes through. Containers plays a big role here. Re-architecture is where you start getting into a microservices style architecture, right? Where you're starting to kind of break your on-premises, single process scale-up, monolithic applications into individual components that are delivered by smaller teams. And then you can go to completely new greenfield app with rebuilding cloud-native applications, right? Building for the cloud design point. And what is the cloud design point? It is basically the just-in-time scale, micro-billing, the serverless paradigm, if you will. And then the last but not the least, you can completely move to a SaaS-based model where you're replacing your application, right? So if you had to map that to what we have in Azure or any public cloud for that matter, there's 2 axes. On the x-axis, you're effectively going from left to right, where your agility increases, faster time to market, lowering the total cost of ownership, and then greater and greater IT simplification, right? So that's effectively the spectrum, moving from left to right. And on your y-axis is, the engineering complexity and cost. It gets simpler and simpler as you go high up, right? And what we've done here is effectively plot the options, the rehost, refactor, re-architect, rebuild, and replace options. Everybody knows this is a journey. You're not going to jump into serverless or SaaS on day one, right? We didn't within Microsoft, right? We still have applications today that are on the rehost mode, right? So our point of view or frame here is to help you wherever you are in the journey, right? What works for you? We have a bunch of options here. So as I mentioned, rehost, more often called as lift and shift, effectively packaging your existing application, typically not a developer-focused activity, more an ops or IT pro-focused activity. You're not cracking open the code. You're lifting and shifting to VMs. Refactor, which is what we would talk about, the chunk on refactor, re-architect, and rebuild, which is the focus of this session with app modernization. We'll talk about how you can kind of go through the journey. And even there, you can mix and match, right? So hopefully this frame works, and we'll touch on this as we go through the session. So what is a container? I know many of you are familiar with the container, but just to kind of set the story, virtual machines effectively virtualize the hardware, right? Applications on-prem were built for physical machines, typically one-to-one. One application running on a physical machine. Virtualization allowed a consolidation of those applications. So you can have multiple virtual machines, virtualize the hardware, right? What containers are doing is effectively take the next level of virtualization, which is operating system. Because today, if you see virtual machines, every virtual machine has an operating system to care and feed. Windows or Linux, it doesn't matter, right? You still have to patch them. You also have to patch the host operating system. In Azure, you don't have to worry about the host. We take care of that. But the virtual machine, operationalization is still yours. You have to, have the maintenance windows and so on and so forth. With containers, what happens, you can share the same operating system, same kernel, but you can have multiple applications, each believing that they have their own copy of operating system. So it's an operating system level virtualization. And what this allows you to do, obviously, is density, right? You can kind of pack a lot more, get more resource utilization, but it also makes, your life more productive, right? So it's about agility and productivity. So containers to me are three things. One, it is effectively a packaging format for an application. So you can nicely package it. It's an artifact, typically called Docker file, that guarantees production realism. Whatever your application behavior is, in your Mac, in your PC, in my cloud, your cloud, it doesn't matter, right? So on a single container basis, there is a sense of, or a guarantee of production realism. That's number one. So it's a deployment artifact that can be shareable between dev and ops, between different team members, if you will. The second aspect of what a container is it is a runtime. It is effectively an engine. Think of it as an engine, Docker engine, or a Docker daemon, that's interpreting those artifacts and effectively creating this virtualization, OS level virtualization. Windows or Linux, it doesn't matter, right? The third aspect of container is you need a place to put all these artifacts, so you can conveniently kind of pull and push, right, in a code repository style. So, and Azure has all three of them. So let me give you a quick demo so I can show you how to get started. So what you have here is an Azure portal view, pretty simple. And you click on containers. So I actually did plus new containers. The first thing I want to do is show you how to create a registry. What is a container registry? Container registry stores all the repositories where you can store your container images. So I need to have that, right, before I can do anything. So I click on container registry. Pretty simple, 6 questions. You'll see me walk through. So I'm going to call it Madan Ignite. It's the name of my registry. Picking up a subscription. I'm going to pick a resource group and US. I'm going to say enable. The reason is actually have services within Azure access the container registry, right? So I want that. And then I'm picking the basic standard queue. So go ahead and create. Within a few seconds, you will see the container creation happening. I'm assuming this is happening. Looks like there is connectivity issues. So as it's going through a validation to make sure, the name is unique. All right, so let's do a create. And this should go through validating and then creating the registry literally in few seconds, right? So this is kind of the first step. You want to make sure you have a place where your applications can be containerized and put in a repository. So if I go here, you'll see the deployment progress. I'll kind of quickly show you what's happening. And this is the repository. And you can see the deployment already succeeded, literally in a matter of seconds, right? And so it has some interesting information here. It's in East US, how much space that I have. I have a nice view of marketplace solutions that I can compose on top, so I can do container image scanning, if you will. All right, so yeah, I got that. So I'm going to go to my Cloud Shell, make sure that it's logged up. And what I want to show next is I have a repository set up. Now I want to actually clone some sample code, and I'll show you a sample code here. It's a simple hello world. It's a Node.js application, nothing fancy. And if you go look at the GitHub, there's a Docker file. The application is a simple Node.js app. And what I'm going to do, it looks like I'm having problems here. Opening up Cloud Shell. Let me see this. And this whole image is something that I'm going to basically show how to build, because without the shell, I can't really show you the demo. What I'm going to show you is how to build a container image from my application, right from my repo that I cloned within the Cloud Shell. Okay, if this doesn't come up, you just have to imagine me doing this. It's a simple command that says ACR build, and you point to the where the Docker file contents and the app contents are, and that's it. Everything is packaged up and uploaded to kind of an Azure Container Registry, and that's it. Once it's there, then you have the permissions to be able to just right-click and deploy, either to an Azure app service supporting a web app with containers, or to an Azure container instance. Pretty simple. So looks like we have some shell issues, so other demoers, watch out. See if I can try one more time, and then I'm going to skip back to slides. All right, so I'm going to, came up? All right, just in time. So I'm going to go to the code that I just, so you would see here, so let me kind of make this up. So you basically have the same file, right, like what I showed in the repo. So, and if you look at this is a key file. It's an artifact called Docker file. I hope people can see. It's basically saying, like, look, this is based on an Alpine OS image. I'm copying my sources from my application, which is right here. I can go, like I said, it's a simple HTML file, effectively a Node app, and then effectively do npm install the package manager for Node, and then just run the program, right? That's it. So what I'm going to do is now kick off the Docker build. So I'm going to run ACR. Yeah, this is my command. I'm going to say this is my ACR. So modernization is my repo. So what you see going is effectively it's copying the app, doing a Docker build behind the scenes. Docker build is a command that effectively creates a container image. It's all doing it in the cloud, right? As part of the ACR, we have an ability to kind of run these build tasks that will do all these steps for you. You don't have to do anything beyond just this command. And then it's going to also push, right? Once you build the container image, it's going to push into my ACR that I just created, modernization, and ready to go. At that point, all you have to do is basically deploy to the next step. So once this is done in a few seconds, I hope, and you'll see some of those warnings. That's okay. And any of you can do this. So it looks like, all right, so I'm done with this. So I'm going to go back to my ACR here. What I'm going to do here is look at my repository, see if it's populated. Here's my repos, and you will see the hello ACR build. This is the Docker image that I just built. And you will see I have the latest. I think it should be saying V1 right here. And what I'm going to do right now is run an instance right here. Basically, I'm deploying this container image. It's a container image that you saw me just build. I'm going to deploy into an Azure container. Everything looks good. I want to move my subscriptions. I have a lot of subscriptions, as you can see. I'll go to my internals. I'll pick a resource group that I have. I'll keep the location as East US. I'll leave the number of cores and the memory is the same. I'm just going to say OK. So what's going on now is basically that image is being pulled by the Azure Container Instance of Services, and it's being deployed. And in a few seconds, I'll go look at the deployment in progress. And you will see this effectively kind of creating an Azure Container Instance. And then the instance would be available for you to just inspect. You can attach to the instance, look at the logs. Effectively, you can see within a few minutes, I've gone from here's my app, containerize it, build it in the cloud, create a repo, and then deploy it to Azure Container Instance. A full flow of taking an existing app and containerizing it. So you can see the ACI image is starting to show up. And while this is building, I'll give you a couple more views on what you can do once the container is up and running. Right? We have some really nice integration here. So you can see this is currently running. And I can go to containers, because these are effectively groups of containers. And you will see all the events that have happened in that particular container. And you can look at the logs. You can even do a connect. I'm going to make it a little smaller. And you can even log into the container. This is basically simple. So you can see the contents of the app. So you have the same modules that you saw in my repo, packaged up, pushed it to the cloud, built in the cloud, and now deployed into an Azure Container Instance, right? So that's a good getting started. If you haven't touched containers, especially in Azure, our goal is to make it as easy as possible, right? So you're not bombarded with concepts, right? You want to get you running as fast as possible. All right. Perfect. So let me get back to 5. So that's a quick demo. So microservices. So this is great. Containers are simple. It liberates you from the whole deployment, source to deployment process. What are microservices? Microservices effectively is an architectural pattern. The idea behind this is, again, how do we make developers and operators more productive? And the key architectural concept here is, break from a monolithic single process scale-up architecture into componentized modules. And the idea is every module is owned by what they call as a pizza team, right? So basically a team that can eat a single pizza. And they're creating components that are talking through interfaces, standard APIs. And they are independently versioned, independently deployable, and scalable, right? So obviously, this enables more productivity. And it also enables scale, right? So you can create large, web scale applications using the microservices architecture. Note that it is platform agnostic. It is not specific to .NET or Java or web apps or mid-tier. No, this is effectively an architectural style. And this decoupling is where a lot of the power comes from. Now, how is it related to containers? Microservices doesn't require containers, but containers makes microservices easier, right? If you think about microservices and individual componentry and APIs, containers are almost the perfect isolation boundary, right? So each of these teams can package their part of their app, just like how I showed, into a container. And then you can have multiple containers be orchestrated and have a large-scale platform on top of it. So that's how they're related. So containers are effectively the starting point, but when you get to a point in scale, you want to think about a microservices architecture. So if you run through the animation, so basically a single process scale-up, it's exactly the same copies on all machines. Here, you're effectively having many copies on multiple machines. So it's much more resilient, much more available, and it's easier for developers interacting with it, right? So how can containers help your app modernization journey? We think it's the perfect deployment format for applications that can run in containers, Windows or Linux. So you can kind of start the app modernization journey, right? So it's not just running in VMs. You're effectively taking the next step. So you're increasing density. You're modernizing your DevOps practices. So you're able to take advantage of the tooling ecosystem around containers. We'll just show you some demos here. So the density that we see typically is up to 8 containers in a host, right? And you can do more. We've seen customers, and especially internally within Azure, we've seen density up to hundreds on a bigger, beefier virtual machine. And then when you take the next step to microservices, your deployment and your productivity is even higher, right? So 12x faster. So nets it out as 46 times more frequent code delivery, right? Multiple times in a day, your teams can effectively deploy and manage. So obviously super valuable. Now we have a lot of customers, taking advantage of this in Azure, right? I'll walk you through a few. Siemens, they got mentioned in the keynote yesterday. They effectively have millions of devices, right? They make different medical devices, and they do all the processing in the backend in cloud in Azure. And they were able to kind of significantly improve their productivity from a product development point of view. Nobel Prize, which Jen would talk about, it's effectively a global website, obviously a very recognizable organization. They're using Linux containers to run on Azure. Alaska Airlines, every time you check in, if you're using the mobile app, the backend is running Windows containers on Azure. Again, a mission critical service, right? They can't afford that app to go down. This is kind of the front-end commerce app. Xerox, obviously a very recognizable name as well, a leading print and digital document organization. They were able to kind of spin up demo environments, right, in minutes compared to days. Maersk, again, a global shipping company. They ship physical containers. It's interesting that, they're using, software containers here. And, they were able to save 33% in cost, right? Again, big numbers. And last but not the least, Trigi is a insurance company. And they were able to see 50% reduction. Again, across different verticals, containerization is happening, right? People are taking advantage of it. So really, I think the key point here is take advantage of, some other resources that we're going to share. And we'll share basically 3 use cases, right? If you're thinking about a web app, what's the best way to kind of get that going on Azure? If you're thinking about a .NET app, what is the best path? And if you're thinking about a Java app, what is the best path? So we will have 3 cases that we'll walk through. So you'll get a sense on, hey, this applies to me, and you can get going. Obviously, a lot of industry analysts, narrative on that too. By 2020, Gartner believes that 50% of enterprises will run mission-critical applications, not just dev tests, mission-critical applications that are cloud-native in containers. Half of the container environment needs an orchestration, so it's no longer just throwing one container, right? You're going to have cloud-native applications that require orchestration. Obviously, Kubernetes, is the leading OSS-based orchestrator here. And also, as you can see, the average container deployment size is increasing, right? And this is expected to grow 75% in 1 year, and I'm not surprised by that. And then all the charge, in terms of kind of changing this, landscape, is led by enterprises, right? Yes, you can imagine startups embracing new technology, but it's actually surprising that enterprises are embracing in a pace that that is much faster than even virtualization, right? So really, it's not. While many believe that it is a hype cycle, but there's a lot of value that is locked in as part of containers. So how does Azure help? So 3 simple things. We believe, just like the frame that I talked about, we want to meet customers where they are, which means we need to have a flexible suite of solutions, right? Like I talked about, the ability to kind of support web apps, .NET apps, Java apps. Each of them have very specific requirements. And the goal is to kind of make you productive, right? If we are not saving time, if we have introduced yet another layer of complexity, we haven't really kind of solved the problem. And then obviously doing this with full trust, right? So you're obviously running in Azure. We take security and compliance very seriously. So being able to run in a secure multi-tenant public cloud is really key here. So we have a spectrum of options in Azure. I'll touch on a few, and we'll walk through the use cases in a bit. So App Service is our PaaS environment for web apps of any size. If you're basically a mom and pop shop, or if you're an enterprise scale organization, we span that spectrum, and we support containers there. Linux containers are available, and Windows containers are on preview. Service Fabric is the microservices platform for .NET. A whole bunch of Microsoft services run on Service Fabric, Cosmos DB, SQL DB. And this is perhaps the environment, probably the only environment that was built for .NET applications. A lot of the team members of Service Fabric are from the .NET team, so you will feel that it's really, really a native experience. Kubernetes, we talked about it. This is the leading open source orchestrator. We have a fantastic managed experience for Kubernetes, and we support Linux containers today. We are in GA, and yesterday in Keynote we talked about a new feature of AKS called virtual nodes, which allow you to kind of take your journey towards serverless Kubernetes. So we are not in the business of managing VMs, and that's where container instance, which I demoed, comes into the picture. Allows you that rapid scaling aspect. And of course, there are partners here who are catering to requirements that the Azure services aren't catering. Docker Data Center, Red Hat OpenShift, one of our deepest partners. We also are working with Red Hat on a managed OpenShift service. Pivotal Cloud Foundry and Pivotal Kubernetes service. Again, a set of enterprise customers who prefer that ecosystem. And then last but not least, Mesosphere DCOS. So our goal is to kind of make any of these solutions be the best in Azure, and we have industry compatible, Docker compatible registry. You can use Docker Hub, and then any choice of developer tools: Visual Studio for Mac, Visual Studio Code. It doesn't really matter where you're coming from, IntelliJ or Eclipse. We want to make sure that you are able to kind of take full advantage of the platform. In order to kind of walk through each of these use cases, I'm going to ask Jen to kind of talk about web apps.
Hello, can everyone hear me? Okay, great. Let me log in here. But first of all, with a show of hands, who have used app service before? Okay, awesome. So a lot of you. So I guess I'll won't go into too much of the intro. But for those of you who haven't heard of app service, like Madan said, is basically one of the quickest and easiest ways to get your web app, API app, basically anything that has to do with HTTP requests up and running in Azure without having to worry about the underlying infrastructure. So that way you can be more productive because you don't have to worry about maintaining, upgrading, patching the underlying VMs that are running your app, and you can be in the business of actually building your application instead of worrying about maintaining the high availability, because that's what you're letting us help you do. So with that, there's a lot of really cool things we've done with app service. So I'm going to get started with a demo. All right. So we're here in the Azure portal, and all you have to do to get started with creating a web app is go here, click create a resource, and here we'll go to web app, and I'll name it really quickly. Containers. So with your app name, subscription, resource group, and here you're going to be able to see options to your different OSs, so Windows or Linux is supported now. And you can also bring your code or bring your container. So since this is the container session, I'm going to go ahead and choose a Docker image here, and then also choose my app service plan. So that's basically just where all the pricing and where you choose the location would be. So I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. Where's my Ignite? I also have a lot of app service plans, if you couldn't tell. Oh, there we go. Oops. All right, that's okay. I'll just click some. I'll just insert mine into someone else's. I know, yeah. lots of production and demo apps on there. All right, so we're going to go in container settings, and that is where you're going to be, this is where you're going to be interested in. So we have single container and also multi-container with our YAML file in preview as well. But today I'm going to go, and I already have an Azure Container Registry. So I'm going to go in and choose my registry, which is Ignite ACR, and then just quickly have choose my starter app and my tag. So this is an image that I already pushed into ACR earlier, and then I'm going to show you how easy it is to actually just create and deploy it. So I'm basically all done there, and I'm going to create, and it's going to start deploying and basically start associating all the parameters that I just put in to get that ready. Awesome. And then, so time to go back a little bit to talk about if you can bring your code or bring your container. So when you do bring your code, that's something where you're actually using our built-in image for you. So at the end of the day, under the hood for our Linux side of things, it is containers on that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. And then what it's just doing is it's kind of getting everything ready, and then we're going to be able to see the URL that we provide for you, which is basically the name of the web app appended to azurewebsites.net. All right, cool. So this is something where we GA'd our container offering last year, actually a little bit before Ignite. And there's a lot of questions about, it's so easy to get started. You saw that it's super quick. It already came up. And if I go hit this URL, you can actually join me if you have your phone or laptop available. You can just go in here and go to ignitecontainers.azurewebsites.net and see the site up and running. So a lot of times people see this 60 seconds to wow demo, and they're wondering, OK, it's so easy to get started. What happens when I really want to run a production-ready app, an actual mission-critical app on app service? So one of the customers that actually came to us with that, and one of our many customers that we have now, is the Nobel Prize, which Mana mentioned earlier. So they came in and they were asking, OK, so we really want to move off of our traditional VM that we have set up. They're running a custom container with WordPress. They want to talk to Azure Database for MySQL, talk to on-prem resources. How can I get that app into something that is more modern, more flexible with containers? So I'm going to jump back to the slides real quick and talk about some of the challenges that they were facing and why they want to move over. All right, so basically this is for the Nobel Prize homepage. So nobelprize.org, they were running on traditional VMs, but they needed something that they can more easily scale, so they can focus on actually improving and digitally relaunch the site itself. So the Nobel Prize announcement is a huge deal. It's a worldwide event that everyone has their eyes on. So this is a site that cannot go down, especially during announcement week, which is in October. So during that week, millions and millions of visitors come to check out who has won the latest and greatest in the Nobel Prizes. So in order to leverage containers and the ease of the app service solution where you don't have to worry about the underlying VMs, Nobel actually brought their containerized WordPress application to Linux and app service environment. So that way they can actually use our autoscale features to make sure that it can handle the higher traffic workloads during that announcement week and during when they want to really drive a lot of traffic to the site, and also scale back down when they're running something more normally, it's kind of day-to-day when it's kind of further away from announcement week, and also something that meets their security environments requirements as well. So with that, Nobel Prize actually moved their application from traditional VMs to app service. So if I actually go back to the Nobel Prize right here, this is actually running on app service, getting ready for this year's announcement. So that's pretty cool, and this is something where they've seen a lot of success, so I want to show you some of the features that you should take advantage on when you're running on app service to make sure that your simple to get started 60 seconds to wow app can actually support a production-ready environment. So we would go back to the site here. This is the 60 seconds to wow demo. That's awesome. It's up and running. You can all navigate to it. But what are some of the features that you want to actually use? So first, I'm going to go back into my app service portal here, and I'm going to call out the deployment slots feature. So a lot of times when developers are working on an app, you're not building that in isolation. You're not a one-person team. You're working as a group. So a lot of times you're going to want to be able to test out all your different changes before you actually go into production. So deployment slots let you easily create staging or dev environments for you to actually test out your new changes and new features before you roll that out into production. So this is one of our most popular features that we have in App Service, because people can actually go in and test everything out, and we actually give you a separate host name. So basically, you have web app dash the web app name dash the name of your deployment slot, and everything looks exactly the same. So when I click on this deployment slot, you can see this portal that will load looks exactly the same as your production slot. You can do all the same things, set up your CI/CD, set up everything correctly, and use this before you go into production. So I'm going to go in here and actually put in our staging app in here. So I know a lot of times people are testing really cool stuff, and I'm going to choose more of a fun staging environment to test out. So this is the app that we had before, which is Starter app in my Ignite ACR. But I also have another image in my Azure Container Registry. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm also going to choose latest. And then also with Azure Container Registry, it's a one-click to enable continuous deployment. So we want to make sure that is as seamless as possible for you to set that up. So that seems to be successful. So if you go back in here, you go back up here, you can actually go to Ignite Containers dash staging and see the staging environment and test everything out. So you and your team can kind of look at that first before rolling that into production. So I kind of save that surprise for a little bit of what I'm going to do next. Is my second feature, which is called testing in production. So that feature is down here, and basically what it lets you do is perform A/B testing. So now you set up a slot. You have your production slot and your staging slot, and sometimes you want to roll out your changes to a certain set of users or a small percentage of users before you go full on production. So this is what testing in production lets you do. Super easy. I'm going to go in here, select my slot, and redirect the traffic, basically saying I want 20% of traffic going to production and the rest of it to go to staging. So if I save that really quickly and go to my Ignite containers.azurewebsites.net, it will actually redirect the traffic appropriately so you can be able to roll out your tests slowly, get feedback from your users before going into production. So if you all go onto Ignite containers.azurewebsites.net, you can either get this site or our staging environment, which is a fun Super Mario Brothers demo that you can go and play. So that's pretty interesting. So we can do questions at the end, so that's something that we can do, but we can get that up there. Okay, awesome. Third thing is I want to call out is auto scale. So I mentioned with Nobel Prize, with sites that have seasonal traffic, so this will be your e-commerce sites, which will have a lot of traffic during holiday season, shopping season, and maybe might die down during the year, or maybe things related to universities where during the school year it'll be a lot of traffic, but you would want to scale down to a smaller number of instances when you don't have that amount of visitors, is our auto scale feature. So basically, I'm going to go in, this is still the app service portal, and go down to scale out. And what's really cool is that this is everything I'm showing you is out of the box. It comes with app service, and you don't have to configure anything separately. And with our auto scale feature, you can basically choose a lot of different conditions to be able to auto scale on. So you can choose to do that and set up an auto scale rule. So I'll do that right here. And then you can choose to scale on CPU, memory, a lot of different types of metrics they can do here, and also different resources as well. So even on storage queue or some application insights settings that you're looking for. So that's something that I would highly recommend for production applications, so you can adjust to higher traffic workloads, so all your users kind of see the same performance and you're kind of more elastic in terms of what you can handle. Lastly, one of my favorite features actually is something that I use when now you're in production. Now this is the day 2 scenario. You deployed and everything is up and running. But sometimes bad things just happen to good apps. And when that happens, you want to use our feature called App Service Diagnostics. So you can access that with our Diagnose and Solve Problems on the left-hand side here. And this is actually an out-of-the-box experience where you can come in, click on these problem category tiles, and actually get guided, interactive, intelligent diagnostics for your application. So this is a site that is up and running healthily, but I'll show you Node Bakery, which is actually a site that is having some issues. So what can I do? How can I actually use the information here to diagnose and solve your issues as quickly as possible so you don't have to reach out to support, you don't have to go through the back and forth there. So here I clicked on available and performance because I'm seeing a web app down issue. So I'm going to click on that and see what kind of analyses I see here. So it looks like I'm having some issues with my container starting up and having some issues with the logs. So I'm going to view the full report. And you can actually do this and navigate between different days. We show you the requests and errors to kind of confirm what is happening. And right here, it's clearly calling out there's something in latest logs that is happening that is having an issue. So we go in here, and in this app, it looks like there's the wrong port was exposed, which means that your container is exposing port 5000, but your app is actually listening on 8080, which means that something is happening. And just to prove to you, we actually take your logs in here, take the Docker logs, and highlight the place that is having this issue. So this is really cool because you don't even need to look through your logs. It would actually come through and intelligently find the place where you're having issues. So this is something that I would suggest for everyone running in production to use, even just for a sanity check, to make sure everything's going well, make sure everything's healthy and 100%. Cool, so I'm gonna jump back to the slides and go forward. So to summarize, so this is, all the things in the blue is what I showed you today. So this is going and basically taking an image from ACR, actually deploying and building your web application, and also all the features down there in the blue being the things that you should really be doing when you're running production. Obviously, I can't go take you through all the features that you should be doing when you're running a mission-critical app, but just to kind of think about our process of it is that these are all kind of out of the box. There's no extra configuration necessary, so there's are basically very easy to set up and kind of takes the whole mindset of simplicity at scale. So to summarize, you're looking at running a containerized application on app service. You don't have to worry about the underlying infrastructure. That's what you're paying us to maintain the high availability for you. And you can do scaling based on all the different metrics I showed you with autoscale. And then also with our higher tier, as in app service environment, you can deploy into an Azure virtual network. And just like the Nobel Prize, actually connect their web app into the Azure Virtual Network to talk to blob storage, to talk to Azure Database or MySQL, to even talk to their on-premise to their on-prem resources. So this is something where you can leverage app service to deploy your container. Super easy to get started, so you can go home and do this and show everyone back at the office what you've done as a demo app, but also show the capabilities to be able to run this at scale, run a production mission critical app at a global scale without the maintenance underneath. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Gabe, who will talk about Azure Kubernetes Service.
Thanks, everyone. Let's see if you can hear me. Sounds like we can. So, very cool stuff, by the way, right? App Service looks pretty neat. So, what I wanted to do was share a little bit about a customer I've been working with called Xerox, and a little bit about their story around how they modernize their workloads running Java using AKS. So, this is in relation to a workload called the DocuShare Flex app. How many of you here have heard of DocuShare? The service, yeah. So this is, sort of, legal-based or document sharing service. This happens to be a version that they use for their small to medium business size segment. Now, as happens with many of these apps that are sort of a target for potential app modernization exercise, this started off as a typical 3-tier architecture using virtual machines. Now, the way this worked was each customer got a stamp. right? In the sense, each stamp contained 2 virtual machines, it contained a Java front end, contained a Postgres back end, managed as separate VMs, and not only was it, and then also a set of backing services for things like authentication, authorization, directory services, things like that. Now, the problem here is that this is a pretty brittle architecture. Every single time you need a new customer instance, you got to go provision VMs. It's sort of not very agile. And so as a result, the problem for Xerox was that it was taking them about 24 hours. And this was, by the way, after a ton of optimization. They were only able to get the process down to 24 hours to stand up a new environment for a customer. Now, this had a real impact on their business because they had salespeople and they had the partner sales folks who were running around the world, having customers that they wanted to stand up these environments for, and then they'd have to wait a full day in order for that environment, to get up and running in order for the customer to start kicking the tires on it. So that was a big problem for them. Now, by using containers, what they were able to do was they were able to shift their 3-tier architecture, and they were able to convert the Postgres data store to a shared Postgres service running in Azure, right? That was sort of step one, was kind of decouple that database, move it out of the VMs, move it to a shared service, which, by the way, has no containers involved. And you'll often, one of the patterns for modernizing applications involves turning VM-based data stores into cloud-based data stores to facilitate access from lots of different containers. Then what they did was they took the Java portion of their app and they wrapped that up with a Docker file. And they took that and run it on AKS at this point. And then they also were able to take their front end and switch to an Nginx-based web tier using Let's Encrypt. Now, anyone here familiar with Let's Encrypt? Yeah, so Let's Encrypt is a very cool service. What it does is it offers SSL and TLS certificates for free, which is a pretty weird thing. When I was growing up, you always had to pay for that sort of thing. You don't anymore, actually, if you use services like Let's Encrypt. And that actually comes for free with some of the tooling built up in the Kubernetes community around things like certificate management. The Cert Manager project in particular gets you access to free SSL certificates. So now all their workloads are running on AKS inside of a Kubernetes cluster on Azure with free SSL certificates provided by Let's Encrypt. And they're managing all this through a Helm chart that is used to automate the deployments for each customer. If you're not familiar with Helm, Helm is the package manager for Kubernetes. It is an open source sort of standard project. Microsoft happens to employ the top 3 committers for that project, but it is used in basically by every company in every industry for folks who are in the Kubernetes space. Now, as a result, at the end of this process, what they were able to achieve was they were able to decrease the provisioning time from 24 hours to about 10 minutes. And they actually have line of sight on how they can get this down to 2.4 minutes in terms of time to stand up a new customer environment, all with all the governance and process required inside of a company like Xerox. Now, what was cool about this was there's obviously lots of benefits here that could get their prospective customers onboarded faster. The partner sales folks were able to actually get a self-service way to stand up these environments without even having to talk to Xerox IT. This reduced the administrative overhead significantly for the team involved. And best of all, there was no modification of code required. So what I loved was when I asked the team at Xerox whether or not they wanted to share their story about app modernization at Ignite, they were so excited to be able to talk about it. So it's really cool to have customers who are just like raising their hand, willing to talk about how much benefit they have actually achieved through going through this journey. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to switch over to and show a little bit of a demo on sort of a Xerox-like scenario. Let's get switched over here. So what we see here is the Azure portal. And now, Modern at the beginning showed sort of how you would go about building a container image, pushing it up to ACR, getting it deployed in Azure using a simple service like Azure Container Instances. We also saw App Service and all the great features that sort of a PaaS-like environment can offer for getting simple web apps stood up and then being able to manage those in prod. I want to talk about something different. I want to talk about taking an old legacy application and bringing new life to it through continuous delivery in particular. So what we have here is we have a portal view of a Kubernetes service, and Azure database for MySQL, and a VNet, a custom VNet that's all sort of attached up in there. Now this is sort of the view of the environment that I have here. Now the app that I ported over is this app called Spring Music app. This happens to be the canonical app that the Cloud Foundry folks use to demonstrate sort of Java running inside of containers on top of Cloud Foundry. The reason I thought this app was useful is because it has a Tomcat Java front end and a MySQL back end, and that tends to be a very common pattern for folks who are looking to modernize applications, at least in the Java space. Now, what I'd like to do here is I'd like to actually change this navigation bar from green to blue. But at this point, so I've already got the app running inside of AKS. It's already deployed. It's already been modernized. But we're going to add new life to it by trying to make this change. So what I can do is I can navigate to where the code is stored for this app on GitHub. So it's stored on this GitHub repo here. And by browsing into the source directory, we go into main, we go into resources, static, and we find the CSS style sheet. I'm going to go ahead and hit edit. And I'm going to change this background color from green to blue. Change to blue. And hit commit. And now what this is going to do is this is actually going to commit directly to the master branch. Now, what I've done behind the scenes is I've actually set up the new Azure Pipelines feature inside of the Azure DevOps project so that I can have a full CI/CD pipeline processing this. So if I go over to my Azure DevOps and I take a look at pipelines and take a look at builds, we'll be able to see that we've actually, just by committing to master, a hook was fired off, and Azure Pipelines had detected the change, and this change to blue change here. And it's now actually spinning up agents and preparing a build to actually rebuild these container images, you redeploy using this new, basically one-line code change that I put in here. And it's going to, at the end of the process, use a Helm chart to try and roll this new release out. So while we're waiting for that to happen, what I want to do is just walk you through the process of how you create one of these pipelines inside of Azure DevOps here, because it's actually quite simple. So what we'll do is we'll go to builds, and we'll say new build pipeline. Now at this point, we get to just select our source code repo. Now we support lots of different source code repos, Azure repos, but in this case, I'm going to use GitHub. Now, I've actually already authorized a connection to GitHub, but if you haven't done that, you have to go through the process to authorize. But now what I can do is I can actually select my repos, and I can find my Spring Music repo, hit select. And now you have to pick the branch you want to continuously deploy off of. In this case, master tends to be the default branch most folks want to deploy off of. Now we have templates. So there's lots of ways to get your app into a place where you can actually build it. We support lots of different frameworks. You saw Azure Web Apps with ASP.NET, Docker. We have some other stuff for Azure Kubernetes Service, Service Fabric, templates in here as well. But I'm going to use the configuration as code option at the top. What this does is it allows me to put a YAML file inside of my repo where I can define my build instructions. This tends to offer the most flexibility. It tends to be a very popular pattern these days for folks who want to do CI/CD. So I'll go ahead and apply that. And the last thing I have to do is I have to select where my YAML file is. In this case, it's this Azure Pipelines YAML. So I'll go ahead and hit OK. At this point, I can go save and queue. And what that will do is it'll actually trigger a new build, the first build of this particular pipeline, which should get my app all the way rolled out to production. So now while we're waiting for that, let's go back and check on our initial, check on our initial build. We can see that it looks like it's still spinning here. It's currently in the build and push phase, so it's actually still building the artifacts and deploying them out. So while we're waiting for that, let me switch you over back to the portal and give you a little bit of a deeper look into the Azure Kubernetes Service. So this is the AKS portal view here. And now, if you're not familiar with AKS, what it is it's a managed Kubernetes service. So it gives you the power and flexibility of Kubernetes, basically this container orchestration technology that the entire industry has sort of bet on as kind of of the way to do open source container orchestration. But we offer that now as a managed service in Azure. So what that means, managed service means, is that things like upgrades, right? If you want to upgrade your Kubernetes environment from one version to another, you just go to this upgrade tab, you select the new version from the dropdown, hit save, and we will go out and upgrade that cluster in a non-disruptive way that won't impact your production applications. Very, very powerful feature. If you want to scale your cluster out, you can actually, right now I'm using 3 nodes, but we could, go out to 50 nodes, and that would give us, about 350 gigabytes of aggregate memory. And we also support auto-scaling, the cluster, and we also announced some stuff today, yesterday around the virtual nodes that Modern had mentioned that allows you to use AKS with ACI, Azure Container Instances, in order to allow you to burst out burst capacity to Azure Container Instances to get the benefits of both worlds, all done through the portable Kubernetes API surface. So the last thing I'll show you here is on Container Insight. So one of the things that's critical for operating these environments is having good telemetry on what's happening on your environment. So here you can see we've got lots of different views on things like CPU utilization, node memory, how many nodes, how many pods are running, what statuses they're in. You can also get a per node view, if you like, which will allow you to drill into different environments here, so you can take a look at what's running on a given node. You can even click into the logs to view these things. You can view from controllers, from containers. Lots of different options here. You can also look at aggregate logs across the cluster, which ends up being extremely helpful. Well, let's go back and check on our app here, and we can see, okay, well, the app looks like it's done. The last stage here was a Helm upgrade. This is the part where we actually took the workload and we actually deployed it out to Kubernetes. So now that that's all done, we'll go back to our app here and do a refresh, and we can see, boom, our app is now blue. Yay. What this is showing, is that you can use, after applying sort of a basic app modernization play where you just get a workload moved over with its data store, running onto one of these sophisticated cloud runtime environments, it's actually not a big jump for you to add CI/CD to these environments and get some new life into these applications, allow some software teams to be able to innovate on applications that up to this point may be hard to work on. So hopefully that's helpful. In case you're interested in more depth on AKS, we have a session later in the day that's going to cover things like machine learning, hear some customer stories around microservices, and a bunch of other stuff. So later this afternoon. All right, thanks everyone.
Okay, can you hear me? Good. Because I'm last, my machine's the one that goes to sleep. So I'm just going to log on here and make Jack wake up before I switch over to slides. So I'm going to talk about the .NET modernization side of things. We see huge numbers of customers today, accelerated a lot over the last year, how they're assessing their .NET portfolio and deciding how is it they take this to the cloud. And we see a lot of challenges with what they do with that today. Typically, we see this scenario where you have lots of 5-machine deployments or clusters all over the enterprise, where you're running different applications in different environments. Typically, the machines are pretty underutilized. They're running at like 5% CPU capacity. They're not very dense in terms of the scenario of how you're running the applications inside them all. They're all deployed in different ways, different scripts, different approaches to getting those applications out there. And so there's this huge opportunity that you can take now where you can move all these applications into a single environment. And that environment gives you great benefits in terms of cost consolidation, running applications at higher density, and fitting with what Gabe was talking about, this single deployment pipeline where you can actually now have better controls over how you do those rollouts with those container-based images. Particularly around the security side of things. You can do security at the build time, you can do security at runtime now. So the opportunity you have is to look at an environment you deploy, run things at higher density. You can now run your workloads at, say, 40% capacity. You can pack more of your applications running inside containers inside that cluster that you're running. And then after that, once you've got your CI/CD pipeline checked up, you've improved your security, you've improved your density, you can then start to modernize your app even further by adding new code on top of that. So we see many, many companies going down this path. One of the companies that we worked with quite closely was Carl Zeiss. They're a very ancient company. They've been around for 200 years plus. They're a leader in optics and optoelectronics. And they had lots and lots of machines that produced lenses and all sorts of optics equipment. All that telemetry comes through, and they had some legacy code that they were looking at about how they saw the telemetry from these machines, but they wanted to be able to modernize this thing and bring it all down into a consolidated environment. So that's exactly what they did. They'd moved their code that was Windows code into Windows containers. They deployed that into Service Fabric as a cluster environment. They then exposed that out actually through API management as an endpoint, so they can actually use this for a number of back-end services that all integrated with this offering. And then they're able to scale that out a lot more, take advantage of ops pipeline to deploy these things more quickly, and then they could add more code on top of this. But one of the key values that we have inside Service Fabric is we talk about it as a stateful orchestrator. Effectively, you can take applications. We have this concept of reliable collections inside there. It's a very high throughput, low latency scenario where you do calculations on your data very fast whilst keeping your data reliable and highly available. It fits in very well with things like IoT scenarios and gaming scenarios where you have data coming through and you're wanting to do this computation. So it's a great example of them modernizing their application, consolidating it down, adding new code on top of all of that. Service Fabric is a microservices platform. We launched it many years ago. We launched it 3 years ago, but Microsoft built lots and lots of our own services on top of it. It's kind of heavily used in terms of things like building Azure databases, Cosmos DB on top of all of that. And we release this to you as a customer, and we have one of the core tenets of Service Fabric is that you can deploy it in many, many different environments. So you could actually take Service Fabric, build this environment, this cluster, and run it in your own premise data center. We have customers who run there, things like Société Générale, who run large clusters of Service Fabric in premises doing trading applications, for example. We also stand up an environment inside Azure, which we call Azure Clusters, which is sort of a dedicated environment where you can stand up Service Fabric, deploy your containerized applications inside this, your Windows container applications, as well as Linux as well as supported, but focus on Windows containers applications to a large degree. And that means that you can then run those applications inside there. And then what we launched and announced back at Build was an environment we're super excited about, one that's called Service Fabric Mesh. Now, Service Fabric Mesh is a fully managed environment. It takes away all the pain of you having to manage infrastructure yourself. You simply design and build applications with a microservices approach, and then you can deploy those as containers into this environment. You can bring your own VNets to this. You don't have to worry about managing infrastructure. And then, of course, you can actually, once you've migrated your applications into this environment, you can then actually start to augment and add new capabilities on top of all of that. So we're super excited about what Service Fabric Mesh offers because effectively it takes you along this journey of being able to take existing applications, containerize them, particularly your .NET applications, and modernize them and run them inside the cloud. So I'm going to give you a little demo here. I'm going to switch over to 8. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to modernize an existing application that I have. What this is, it's a hotel book checking in service. And what it does is it consisted originally of a SQL Server database. It consisted of a WCF application here to talk to that SQL Server database and a web front end on top of all of this. Now, I migrated my data through either SQL migration services or I can use managed instances. So I decided to run that inside the cloud, and now I'm going to migrate the application. And what I'm able to do is I can go inside here into this web application. I can right-click and can say add, and I can do add container orchestrator support. And you can see in here I have a variety of options. I can move it to my existing Service Fabric cluster, which is that sort of dedicated environment you have. But now I can choose to deploy it inside Service Fabric Mesh. And if I do this, what it does is it takes this Visual Studio, this application, and it scaffolds around this a Service Fabric Mesh project. It's creating a Service Fabric Mesh application, which is what it's just done down here. So it actually adds this and says, I know how to deploy this now into a Service Fabric Mesh environment. I can do the same with the WCF application here. I can do add. I can say add container orchestration support, choose Service Fabric Mesh, hit OK here. And again, I've now pulled that particular project into be able to do this deployment. And what that effectively does is it takes all your code, it builds a container or Docker image inside here. You see it adds a Docker file, and seamlessly you're getting applications built inside containers. I have full-fledged debugging experience on my local machine that I can run and do debug locally. And in many ways, you have this transparent developer experience on your local box without actually knowing that you're running inside containers. But what I'm able to do now is I'm able to go to this project here. I can right-click and actually can say publish. And when I say publish, What this means is I can now choose and say I want to publish this up into a Service Fabric Mesh service that's running inside Azure. I can choose subscriptions. I can choose where I'm going to publish this. I can choose a resource group I'm going to publish to. And then I can choose the Azure Container Registry into which my container images will be built and deployed inside Azure and running inside there. One of the key things, though, and I'll publish that and we won't see an example, but one of the key things, and the thing I want to stress that makes the Service Fabric Mesh so compelling, is effectively this is just an ARM deployment. What we have effectively done with Mesh is we brought microservices as a first-class concept to ARM as a deployment inside Azure. So now all you have to do is you think about when I design my application, I can actually build whatever my resource deployment is. And so in this case, I've got this ARM file here. You see I have a number of parameters that are input. I actually included a SQL Server database as part of this deployment. So here I'm deploying a SQL Server database. I've got the administrator log on and authentication to this. And then down here, I'm simply describing my Service Fabric Mesh application. So I set up a network, which is the ingress endpoint of how I'm going to talk to the actual application itself through a network endpoint. And then, as you'll see, as I scroll down this list, you'll see I simply have a Service Fabric Mesh application, and it contains these two services, these microservices, which are the code I'm going to deploy inside these container images. And if I expand one of these out, you'll see that in ARM, it simply describes my actual application service itself. This is the image of where it will pull it from the repository. I can open up the ports on the actual container itself. And then I can provide things like environment variables, hook it up to App Insights to see telemetry and diagnostics. And then here, I can actually constrain the actual resources for my container, how it runs. I can say, here's the amount of CPU used, the amount of memory it'll use, and then here I can set up the amount of instances that I'm going to deploy inside this. So given that I can deploy this, what I can do is I can take this ARM deployment, I can go to a PowerShell command here, and in this PowerShell command, those parameters I showed you at the top of the ARM file here, the App Insights key, a number of instances where I'm going to deploy, I can make this I can do this as a new deployment here, so I'm going to call this whole Office 365 Ignite. And I'm going to kick off this deployment. Wrong directory. Here we go a moment. Let's see. It was in registration tooling. Yeah, I'm still in the wrong directory for running the, let me just kick down here a moment. I'll kick off this deployment. Let me go show you what this looks like. There's a deployment script that will run, it'll kick off this deployment. Let me go and show you what an example of this looks like. If I go into the actual application itself, you'll see that the actual application that gets deployed after I've done this deployment, it's a web application. This is the Smart Hotel login inside here. You'll see that I can look at a particular customer. I can see their account. I can go back here, and this is how I can see them checked in and out of the actual hotel itself. But let's go and see the actual deployment. So I'm going to go here, and you'll see that I actually deployed this registration service app here. I'll go and look at this Smart Hotel 365. So the actual app deployed that I showed you with that ARM template, that ends up within a deployment here where I deploy the Service Fabric Mesh application and the SQL Server and its individual database inside here. If I drill down inside this actual registration here, you'll see the two containerized images that are running for those services. You'll see that there's a services view inside here. Let me expand and go into this. You'll see that the WCF service was now containerized and deployed inside of my application, and so was the web application. Here, I can drill down further, and I can see the number of instances of this is running. I can actually even go down and get to the log files here for the actual application itself and see the logs from the container that get diagnosed, much as we saw inside the app service environment earlier. So you have this pretty rich capability inside here. But effectively, what I want to do now is I want to say, well, I've built this application, but what I want to do is I want to do more to this. I've migrated this. What is it if I want to add a new service to this now? So I can go back to my Service Fabric project here. I can actually go and do add new Service Fabric service. And the whole premise of Service Fabric Mesh is we want you to be able to bring any framework, any runtime, any code to be able to build your applications. We've integrated here with ASP.NET Core, and here I can add a new service here. I can call this Registration API. I'm going to call this registration KPI. And I'm going to add a new service. And importantly, you'll see here this little checkbox here, which says use reliable collections. Reliable collections is this great capability of Service Fabric that allows you to have high throughput, low latency storage as part of your application. So it creates reliable data structures inside here. So I'm going to choose this, use reliable collections. I'm going to check here. And now it'll scaffold a new application into here. I'm going to choose the API. Web application inside here. I'm going to add this in. It'll scaffold in a new service that gets deployed inside my application. You'll see here I've got now the new registration WCF service inside here. There's new registration web API, registration KPI service inside here. Let me switch over here to another version of Visual Studio I have running that I have the actual code implemented for this. And key to all of this is that when it scaffolds all of this inside my new instance of my registration service, it's just included this reliable collections as part of the ASP.NET Core middleware. And then if I go and dive into the actual value controller itself, so if you go and see the controller here that I built for the actual web API service, you'll see that I'm now able to take advantage of using reliable collections inside here. So I've built this get service here. I can now add a new capability here. Booking aggregates is a new piece of code that I'm writing that allows me to see the average for time that a particular guest has stayed at the hotel. I can take advantage of building here a reliable dictionary data structure. It keeps all the data highly reliable and replicated for that particular customer. I can transact that data across the reliable store inside here. And effectively take advantage of doing high throughput, low latency scenarios with this built-in capability as part of the platform. What that means is if I go into this application here now and actually choose to publish and deploy this one, so just as I would do before, I can choose to publish here this application into Azure. And if I switch back here to the portal, I have a deployment here now of when I would actually have a new version of my smart hotel application that I've deployed inside my environment. And what you see inside this particular version, that there's a new web page inside here. And this new web page actually allows me to pull back the actual data of the individual customer. So you've got this display KPI. I still have my list of customers. And when I click on here, it goes down onto that new particular service, and I can see the actual data for when any particular customer has spent time at my particular hotel and get some aggregate. So it's a great example of how I sort of migrated an application and then modernized it all. Finally, what I wanted to show to you, let me show you this deployment here. I can go back to this ARM script here, this ARM deployment. And if I took this ARM deployment and increase the number of the count here for the number of instances I want running, and then kicked off a new ARM deployment, all that does is change a single part of my application. And what that means now is here I have a deployment of the same application here. I deployed a new one earlier, but I scaled out my web applications to have more than one instance of it running. So scaling out instances of the containerized images for this microservice application is very straightforward because I simply do push out new ARM deployments around all of that. So we're pretty excited about Service Fabric Mesh. We think that it changes the game enormously now because it distracts you away from managing hardware, having to think about the actual infrastructure itself, and it elevates you to thinking about designing microservices that you can migrate and push into Azure itself, as well as thinking about how you have these ARM deployments that actually just allow you to deploy applications with ease and simplicity that you get from having just to change policy-based configuration around that. We're building many more things into the platform, including routing of messages. If I just switch back to the slides here a moment, are they on 4?
5.
5. You know, a lot of things we're building into platform is we're integrating the fact that we're having routing, intelligent routing between those applications. You can automatically scale up and scale down the individual instances, and you can build very integrating it with security because we can actually do MSI and authentication against one of those services. So this will hopefully make you very productive in sort of migrating those .NET applications and then seeing how you can augment them and build new code on top of all of that. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mark. So in summary, hopefully you were able to see how easy it is to get started, right? I think I want to mention that these are real use cases. We have customers doing this, and we showed a sample of 6 customers. The demos that we built were based on real customer evidences. So you can get started. Azure is here for you. We are here to help, regardless of where you want to go. If you go all the way to SaaS or serverless or microservices or stop at containers, you have a flexibility of set of options. And the use cases I talked about, web apps, think about trying out app service, Linux-based apps, like the app that Gabe showed. Consider looking at Azure Kubernetes, including the latest virtual nodes feature, which we are excited about. Do sign up and try out. And then Service Fabric Mesh, which is in preview. We're seeing a lot of excitement with customers who are running large mission-critical services. So try it out, give us feedback, and we have some sessions that go much more detail, because we can only cover so much in this session. These are all kind of the container sessions at Ignite. Take a picture. I think we blogged about this as well. You'll see app service sessions, AKS sessions, Service Fabric sessions. And feel free to kind of stop by and ask us more questions. And don't forget to fill feedback on this session. We'd love to hear your feedback. Tell us if this was useful or not useful. What more you would like to see the next time around. We'll be hanging out here. If you have any questions, do call us.